fights. He won the heavyweight championship of the world, and then to do a Buster Douglas, where you don't train, you don't prepare, and you go in a ring. Look what happened to Douglas. He got knocked out by Holyfield. You never heard from him again. Well, Ruiz, there was no way he was going to win that fight. Coming in with that close to 300 pounds by fight night, it just was a disservice. He ought to be ashamed of himself. He won the lottery by getting the fight with Joshua. He knocked Joshua out, and then to perform like he did, prepare like he did, he ought to be ashamed of himself. There's no way to color it otherwise. He didn't train, he partied, he did everything that fighters shouldn't do once they, fortunately, reach the top rung.
You cut him for being overweight. Is there a part of you that is kind of like, I told you guys so? Because he was
he did that to us all the time.
Yeah.
One time he'd go in, he'd be on a diet, he'd go in at 240, and he'd look great. And then the next fight, he'd come in at 280. He never controlled himself. He's a happy-go-lucky guy. He's a nice kid. He's a very nice fellow. But he ought to be ashamed of himself, and so should the people around him who were enablers. They should have known better.
So you think he's gone for boxing? He's never going to happen another change?
No, he'll come back and so forth. It'll be the same crap time after time after time. He'll look good in one fight because he's got a lot of talent. He's got really quick hands, and he takes a good punch. But, he'll win a fight down the line, and people say, Andy looked great. And he'd come in a fat pig the next fight, and fall on his ass. So, that's what was happening to us. And when we were building him up, we weren't putting him in with King Kong. We were putting him in with normal guys that he should have walked through.
If you could give him some advice, what would it be?
Listen, I've given him so much advice over the years that he was with us, and you see he didn't follow it, so what good am I giving him advice?
Recently you have a fighter that comes 11 pounds against Oscar Valdez. What's happening?
Well, that's a disgrace, and I commend, it was a WBC fight, and I commend Mauricio for suspending the guy. That was, what was really wrong there is the WBC makes guys at certain periods before the fight weigh themselves. So a fighter is coming in, gradually getting down to weight. The week before the fight, he weighed in at 134 pounds. He had to make 130, which was great. Week before, 4 pounds, no problem. And then he came in at 141. How did that happen? He cheated when with the scales on that the weigh-in a week before, or he just didn't give a damn and just kept eating. But to come in I can see, it's inexcusable, but sometimes a fighter comes in at 1 or 2 pounds over and can't really get down anymore. Yeah. I can understand that. To come in 11 pounds, he should be suspended for multi-year periods because